Hello, English learners and curious minds. Welcome back to English with Kate, the podcast where we talk about life, weird ideas, and those things you secretly think about when you're supposed to be working. I'm your host, Kohnor, your internet friend who still doesn't understand how TikTok works, but pretends like I do. And today, oh boy, we're going down a rabbit hole. Yep, I'm gonna ask you something kind of crazy, a little scary, and very, very interesting. So, are you ready? What if Instagram disappeared tomorrow? Poof, gone, deleted. The little pink and orange app with the heart and the reels and the endless photos of avocado toast just vanished. How would you feel? Would you panic? Would you suddenly feel free? Would you finally stop taking photos of your coffee? No judgment. I love a good coffee pic. So let's talk about it. First of all, let's be honest. Most of us have two versions of ourselves, right? That's the Instagram me, happy, confident, slightly cooler, eats sushi at least once a week. And then there's the real me, sitting in pajamas at 2 a.m., eating instant noodles while watching cat videos on YouTube. Or is that just me? If Instagram disappeared tomorrow, I think a lot of people would realize how much time they spent creating this perfect version of themselves. All those filters, carefully chosen captions like just a casual Sunday mood when you've taken 57 photos just to get that one. Without it, we'd probably be more relaxed about how we look, what we wear, and even what we say. Can you imagine? People would wear ugly socks in peace again. Amazing. And honestly, isn't it kind of weird how a photo with a lot of likes can make you feel like a superhero, and a post with only 3 likes makes you want to delete your entire account? I read somewhere, and well, no, I don't remember where because I was too busy scrolling through Instagram. So I read somewhere that people tie their self worth to social media numbers, which is insane because guess what? A number on a screen does not decide your value as a person. It's like letting the number of marshmallows in your hot chocolate decide how successful you are. Though, let's be honest, the more marshmallows, the better. Okay, now let's get serious for a minute. Friendships. How many of your Instagram followers would you call if your car broke down at midnight? Or if you just needed to cry over a terrible haircut? I bet it's not as many as you think. We live in this time where we have hundreds, sometimes thousands of followers, but still feel lonely. And I think if Instagram disappeared, it might actually improve real friendships. Hear me out. People would have to text, call, or meet up without the easy like button. You would actually have to ask your friend how their day was, not just tap a heart on their photo of a sunset and assume everything's fine. I realized this when my phone broke last year for 2 days. 2 days. It was traumatic. At first, I was freaking out like, how will people know I made a banana bread? But then I called my old friend on an actual phone call. Wild, I know. And we talked for an hour about life, jobs, stupid stuff, and I felt happier than I had in weeks. Turns out, real conversation is kind of awesome. Another big thing, who are we without the internet? If Instagram disappeared, would you know what to do with your free time? Would you pick up an old hobby like drawing or reading those dusty books on your shelf you bought for aesthetic? I'll admit it. I realized that without Instagram, I don't know what half of my hobbies are anymore. I started doing some things only because they looked good on Instagram. Like last summer, I went hiking just to post a photo on top of a hill with a caption like, conquering mountains, both in life and nature. In reality, I almost died from exhaustion. Without Instagram, I'd probably only do things I actually enjoy. Imagine that, doing stuff for fun, not followers. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all bad. Instagram connects people, spreads important messages, and makes it easy to see 500 puppy videos in under 1 hour. I've learned about some cool small businesses, charity projects, and even discovered people with the same weird hobbies as me. So if it disappeared, we'd lose some of that magic too. But maybe, this, and stay with me here, it would push us to find those connections in other ways, like joining a book club, attending a local event, or talking to strangers at coffee shops. Like people did in ancient times, like in 2005. So, after all this thinking, here's my conclusion. If Instagram disappeared tomorrow, some people would cry, some people would celebrate, and a few might finally go outside without worrying about their hair. But in the end, I think we'd all be okay. Maybe even better. We'd probably have deeper friendships, rediscover old hobbies, and remember how to talk without emojis. And sure, we might miss seeing our cousins' baby photos and those viral memes, but we would survive. And hey, if Instagram's gone, I'd still be here on this podcast rambling about life and bad haircut stories. So tell me, what would you do if Instagram disappeared tomorrow? Would you be relieved, bored, start a collection of tiny spoons? Let me know. All right, before we wrap up, let's check out some new words we used today. Because, hey, even if Instagram disappears, we can still level up our English, right? So, our first word is poof. Poof. It means the sound or idea of something disappearing suddenly. For example, my money went poof after that shopping trip. Our second word is self worth. Self worth. It's how valuable and good you feel about yourself. For example, your self worth doesn't depend on how many followers you have. Next is exhaustion. Exhaustion. It's extreme tiredness. For example, after the hike, I felt total exhaustion and slept for 10 hours. Next is traumatic. Traumatic. It means very shocking or upsetting. For example, losing my phone for 2 days was traumatic for me. Next word is aesthetic. Aesthetic. It's something that is related to beauty or the way something looks. For example, I bought those plants just for the aesthetic of my room. Next one is conquer. Conquer. It means to successfully deal with a problem or difficult situation. For example, I conquered my fear of public speaking last year. Next one is shout out. Shout out. It means a mention or thank you to someone or something. For example, big shout out to my mom for making the best cookies. Next is rediscover. Rediscover. It means to find something again that you had forgotten about. For example, I rediscovered my love for painting during quarantine. Next is emoji. Emoji. It's small pictures used in messages to express feelings or ideas. For example, she ended every text with a heart emoji. And lastly, Ancient times. Ancient times. It's a humorous way to talk about the past. For example, back in ancient times, 2005, we used CDs. All right, lovely people. That's it for today's episode of English with Kay. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to follow, rate, or just send me a mental high five. Until next time, stay weird, stay curious, and maybe post one less avocado toast photo this week. Or don't. You do you. Bye for now.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us create more great content.